are back again with the Standard Podcast. I am Pastor Kels. You can just call me PK. And I am joined by my amazing bestie, Rara. Rara, you know, you didn't have to move away from me years ago like you did, but I have forgiven you from leaving me and going to Atlanta. So, you know, I don't really like to say that she's here from Atlanta because she's really a Mississippi girl.
I am.
But she did travel from the A to B with me. So thanks, bestie.
You're welcome.
The Standard Podcast is for the woman who did not plan to become a disruptor, but life left her with no other option. Who is a woman that disrupts? She is one who intentionally challenges systems, mindsets, and patterns that keep people, organizations, or cultures stuck while introducing a new, higher standard of truth, order, or possibility. Do you believe there's more, bestie?
Yes, of course.
You gonna get it?
Yes, I'm going to get it.
You going for it?
Going for it.
Let's do it. This is for the woman. This podcast was designed for the woman who refuses to remain in dysfunction. If it's not working, we're adjusting, right?
Let's do it.
So let's do it. So, okay, I'm excited about the one today. I'm excited about this title today. The death of the good girl.
No. Yes. Good girl gone bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Good girl gone good. Good girl gone better. Good girl gone best. Say it, bestie, without messing up.
Good
girl gone
best.
No, you gotta say the other ones first. Good girl gone good.
Good girl gone good.
Good girl gone better.
Good girl gone better.
Peter Piper picked a pack of pickled
Not
peppers.
gonna do it.
Come on, bestie. Come on, please.
I don't even know what Peter
Piper picked a pack of pickled peppers. How many pickled peppers did Peter Piper pick?
None.
Come on, that's good for me because I'm always fumbling over my words.
All
I did
right.
good, didn't I?
You
See,
did
I deserve a round of applause for that. So, okay, come on, let's jump into it today. The death of a good girl. And what I mean by that, let me break that down for our listeners today because it may not be what it sounds like. Basically, what we mean by the death of the good girl is killing the version of you that lives for applause. Do you feel like you've ever lived for applause? Or like felt like it would be nice for people to acknowledge you or validate you or notice you or celebrate you? Like,
The only time I think I wanted recognition is in my nursing career. Other than that, of course, when you want your kids to always recognize the fact that you sacrifice for them.
they don't.
But other than that, no, I like to be on the back seat, like hidden, so to speak.
So what did you want in your nursing career? Like what type of recognition? From who?
I'm just saying, like, even just if I pulled an additional shift that I didn't have to for you, or if I worked hard enough to bring a better morale to the company, or, you know, if I reached goals that the company needed, things like that. Like, just say, hey, you're doing a good job. It's just as simple as that. Nothing over the top. I don't need you to pull out the cameras and call WLBT or whatever. And
The
say,
news station.
You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, something simple.
So why do you think you wanted that professionally? Like why do you think it was
It's
in
the
that
motivation. It will motivate me to want to do more and see what more can I achieve in that area.
So do you feel like in life, if we were applauded more, it would motivate us intrinsically to do more?
I think so.
Do you think, I mean, we can make it without the motivation.
We can.
But don't you think it's helpful?
It's helpful. It is. Like, it encourages you to want to do more because you feel like you're being appreciated. You know what I'm saying? Opposed to, I've done all this and I'm not feeling appreciated.
Lord have mercy. Does anybody feel like that today? I have done all of this and no one seems to value or appreciate what I'm doing. And that's hard.
Yeah.
But then it's like, okay, well then why am I really doing it? Am I doing it for myself or am I doing it for other people to at least acknowledge what I'm doing? Or is it like a mixture of both? You know what I'm saying? Like, why do we desire applause and motivation?
Just think back to all of your kids.
I got a lot of them. Yeah. I got 6, y'all.
Dakota's 2.
Yes, my baby,
If
Buttercup.
she turns the living room light off before we leave the house, I say, great job, Dakota. I'm giving her. So we've always been conditioned, I think,
Come on,
ever
bestie.
since we were younger, that we do certain things, someone let us know it was a great job or you're doing good. So I just think it's just a condition that we have within, that we want recognition.
So since we're smarties, let's take it intellectually for a moment because, you know, I know we don't look like it, but we're both nerds. I'm like, did you know? Did you read? Did you hear? So if you would just travel with us for a moment. Motivation is the engine. Applause is the fuel boost. Motivation keeps us moving towards goals even when it's hard. So you're not really wrong to desire motivation and applause. It's just that we can't live for it.
Oh, no.
Because if you live for it and you don't get it, then what happens?
Right.
Does the dream die? Does the pursuit die? You understand what I'm saying? So it can't be hinged upon somebody clapping for you because there will be seasons of silence where nobody acknowledges you. Even if they see what you're doing, they're not going to encourage you. They're not going to acknowledge you. And if you have to live for that, you'll die.
You
like
regress.
You'll regress. And not moving forward. Some people say, okay, well, I'm just going to mark time. You know, I was in the band. I'm going to stay in place. But if you're not progressing, you're regressing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Definitely.
So, but check this out because you'll understand this. Applause gives a spike in dopamine. Dopamine, y'all, a chemical reward in the brain that says, do that again.
Yep.
In early human history, survival often depended on community approval. So this thing goes way back.
Way back.
Okay. If your tribe valued your contribution, you had a better chance of being protected and fed. Isn't that crazy? So that need for affirmation never fully left us. Proverbs, let's take it to the word. Proverbs 27:21. Fire tests the purity of silver and gold, but a person is tested by being praised. This means praise is a test. It can build you or trap you. That's crazy, right?
It is crazy.
It can build you or trap you depending on whether you live for it. So, it's human to want to know that our work matters. Like you're saying, on my job. I was telling everybody on one of the videos a few weeks ago in the prayer room with Warrior Nation, and when all the years I was at the VA, you know, I was there like 9 years, I never got the recommendation from any of my veterans that I was caught doing a good job. You could you could submit something in a little box and you could say, I want to brag on my provider. You know, she provided great care. And I know I'm an excellent clinician, but I never got that you were caught doing a good job. Now, they would complain.
Yeah.
But I was never given that you were caught doing a good job. And that was just something I had to learn to accept. Okay, because some of my other coworkers would get it, but it was based on the experience of the veteran. Or if they took the time to fill out the little piece of paper and actually write an email, you know, praising you for your work.
Right.
But I used to work really, really hard at the VA. Like, primary care was just like an animal. You know what I'm saying? It was a beast. It was difficult, chaotic, busy. And I'm like, man, I'm busting my tail every single day. And I've never gotten acknowledged for doing a good job. But at some point, I found peace within myself because based on my outcomes, based on my measures, you know, based on my performance, it showed that I was exceeding the measures.
Yeah.
So that confirmed that I was a prudent clinician, even though no one ever sent an email or put the thing in the box that said so.
Gotcha.
So it's almost like I have to know intrinsically that I'm doing well, that I'm doing a good job, that I'm really putting my heart into it, because sometimes people are not going to applaud you. And then what about if God is actually positioning you in a season to not get the applause, to test you and to make sure that your motivation is pure, like what's really driving you? Because if I'm being driven by applause and notoriety, then that's not a true heart posture of purity and authenticity if I'm only doing it for attention or for people to clap for me, then why am I really doing what I'm doing? So that means even if I'm saying I'm doing it for the sake of the kingdom or for the sake of advancement or whatever, if my true motivation is to be seen and applauded, that's going to crumble in time.
It is.
So applause can confirm that I see you. And we all like to be seen.
Right.
And it can also confirm that I value what you just did. Even in a relationship, in a friendship, we encourage each other all the time. Like, we encourage each other all the time. And I feel like as friends, you should.
You should.
You see what I'm saying? But can you continue if no one is clapping for you?
If, like you just previously said, that if it's authentic, even though someone's not clapping for you, doesn't mean you can't clap for the next person.
Oh, say that again, Bestie, for the people in the back.
If it's authentic, it does not mean that you cannot clap for someone else because no one is clapping for you.
Oh, that's a mic drop, Bestie. So you mean, why I keep thinking about our mean coworker? We all these episodes in, I'm still thinking about how mean she was. I don't know why she just came into my mind, rest her soul, but it's like, even if life dealt me a bitter hand, I can still celebrate somebody else.
You can.
Even if no one celebrates me or acknowledges me, I can still celebrate somebody else, and I should.
And you should.
Well, how do you push through that and celebrate somebody else if you don't feel like anybody's celebrating you?
When you celebrate someone else, it should make you feel good in the inside. So that's how you push through, because me celebrating you, I know that made you feel good.
Yeah.
So inside of me, it should make me feel good as well.
That's good. So, and it'll come back.
Yeah.
It'll come back. So I want to point to this, right? Motivation without applause is maturity. So even though no one is standing with me, I'm going to still go stand with somebody else. And that's one of the things I've been doing this season. Not saying that people don't stand with me, but I've been very intentional about standing with certain people, because I know what it feels like to not have anybody, or not say, I'm not going to say not have anybody, but not having the ones that you felt like should stand with you. Mm-hmm. You know, so I try to make sure that I do that for other people that matter to me, because I know how it feels to feel like I don't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So here's an example. There's nothing wrong with applause, but the issue is when you live for it.
Right. Or you only do it to get the applause.
I was about to say it, because then it's performance.
It's performance.
So that's exactly what I was going to say. So there's nothing wrong with applause, but living for it makes you perform. Mm-hmm. And so you'll keep adjusting because it's a performance.
Right.
It's not coming from a place of authenticity. It's coming from a place of, let me see how they're going to respond.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So if you live for it, it makes it a performance instead of a place of authenticity. So true maturity is when motivation comes from vision. See, when it comes from vision, the drive behind the vision will allow you to continue when nobody's clapping.
Right.
If you don't have vision for your life, vision for what you want to do, vision for what you want to do, you'll stop when nobody's clapping. But true vision will drive you beyond the need for applause.
True vision.
True vision. Not what somebody else put on you. Okay? So here we go. True maturity is when motivation comes from vision, calling, and conviction, not just from someone clapping. That's true maturity. So here's an example. You go to the gym. Ain't that right, Bestie?
Ooh. The struggle.
You go to the gym consistently. Like, I go to the gym consistently. I train with a trainer consistently. Why? Why do I do that? I like to look good. So, of course, that's part of my motivation. But I have an intrinsic motivation to be healthy.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So there's an intrinsic motivation that causes me to get up and go when I don't feel like it.
Right.
Because if you're waiting to feel like it, that may never come. So there has to be something inside of me that makes me get up and go without negotiating with myself.
Right.
And one of the ways in which I made it a habit is by making a decision that I was going to go regardless. Uh-oh.
Can you put that decision on me?
Let me lay it on you. Receive it in Jesus' name. Receive it. So you go to the gym consistently because you want to be healthy. That's the intrinsic motivation, not just so that people can look at you and say, oh, you lost weight. That's the external motivation. That's the extrinsic motivation. But you have to have the intrinsic motivation to get to the extrinsic motivation.
Right.
And making sense. So you speak truth because it's right, not because the room will stand and cheer. So it's the same thing. When you're speaking the truth, it's not for applause or for popularity. It's because of an intrinsic drive to just say what it is. So when you live your life needing people to clap for you, you're going to set yourself up for failure. So that's what this whole thing is about. Like the death of the good girl, the death of the person who has to be applauded and validated in order to move. And there's a thing called applause addiction. You ever heard of it?
I haven't.
You want to know what it is? You want to guess?
You're addicted to being applauded.
Man, you're smart. Oh my God, my bestie is like a genius. The danger of applause addiction is that it can shift your decisions from what's right to what will get the most praise. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So Jesus warned in Matthew 6:1 not to do good deeds just to be admired, or that applause will be your only reward. So I think the question here is now like, okay, why am I doing what I'm doing? I think we all need to evaluate that.
Right.
Often. Like, we can get in such a cycle of repetitiveness, right? Repetition, that sometimes you don't even know why you do what you do. You don't even realize that the motivation behind why you do what you do is for people pleasing, for validation, for approval, or like some of my experiences, I've adjusted myself over and over again, trying to be validated. I was going to say by an idiot, but I won't say that. Trying to be accepted by people
who probably was never going to accept you.
That's what I learned.
No matter.
I learned it didn't matter.
Yeah.
It didn't matter what I did. And so you end up changing who you are to try to please other people who will never, ever be satisfied.
You continue to keep finagling yourself in that relationship.
Jesus.
And it doesn't work, right?
It does not work. So, which one is it? Perfection or peace?
I prefer peace any day. Because no one's perfect.
Say that again for the people in the back.
Peace is a feeling that I think is very important to myself.
Yes.
And I know for a fact I'm not perfect. And I know there's no one on the face of this earth that is perfect. So I don't need perfection.
Yes, it's not even possible.
Yeah, I don't need that. I just need peace. That's it.
That's it. Okay. Do you think we are addicted to approval?
I don't think so.
I think some people are. I don't think we are.
Yeah, I don't think.
No, I don't think we are, but I do think some people are. And does being good make you invisible? Like, think about it. If you do everything that everybody else wants you to do, will you even be noticed for your own originality and your own uniqueness? It's like you vanish into the expectations of somebody else.
You watered yourself down.
You watered yourself down. Okay, so let me ask you this question, Bessie. Do you feel like you're in a place where you're free?
And I'm very comfortable right now.
Was there a time when you were not free?
Definitely. Definitely so. Yes.
What's the difference?
I don't allow someone to cage me.
I can tell the difference in you. Like,
yeah. You're not going to cage me anymore.
Ooh. So what does that look like? What does the caging look like?
I allow you to manipulate me. I allow you to manipulate any situation we're in. I allow you to manipulate our lives. Jesus. Like, no, I'm not doing that anymore.
So how did you break out of that? So what would allow you, what do you feel like was what was the drive behind you at one point in your life allowing someone else or situations to manipulate you? Like, what's the difference between then and now?
I just wanted it to work.
Oh, my God. I'm not the only one, huh?
I just wanted it to work. I did not want to appear to feel like I was a failure. Mm-hmm. And I just wanted it to work at that point. Like, I do not want to feel like I did not do my all. Mm-hmm. So I continue to keep, let me try this way. Let me try this way. Okay, we're going to do it your way. But it still wasn't enough.
It still didn't work. That is so good. And you know what? At some point, you have to make a decision. When it's not working, I want my peace more than I want it to work.
Over everything. Peace over everything.
Listen, I've tried. Okay, now I'm choosing me, and I'm choosing peace, and I don't need your hand claps. Because once you get to a place of peace, you just know it's a different feeling.
It's a different feeling.
And your situation doesn't necessarily have to change for you to have peace.
No.
You can find peace in the situation.
When you accept the situation and you know, okay, I have accepted this, I'm not going to put any more energy into this. It's like,
It's like you release it, right? You let go.
Yeah, it's like a feeling you have once you have a baby. You know how once the baby passes,
you be so
out,
happy.
you be like,
thank you, God, I got my body back.
It's over with.
Yes.
Yeah, it's that type of feeling.
Yeah, that's a good way of looking at it. Yeah. Even if the situation has not changed.
Yeah.
So you got to find that thing within you that says,
yeah,
okay, I cannot change how anybody else acts, number one. It's hard enough dealing with myself. But I can find peace in my situation, and I can stop looking for other people to accept me. You don't have to accept me. I accept me.
Right.
Right?
Right.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Do you feel like God met you in that space where you decided, okay, I'm going with my truth. I'm going with what gives me peace. I feel like God met me when I got to that point.
He has to. He has to literally bring you there.
The end of yourself? Do you think it's the end of yourself? And the death of like whoever that version of you was that needed that?
Yeah.
So I do believe there's like a death that takes place. You know, I don't mean a physical death, but like, okay, I've come to the end of myself as I knew her.
Right.
And I have to embrace what's before me now, even though I don't necessarily know what that is.
Right. And then restoration take place.
Come on, bestie, preach.
And once the restoration take place, you feel the peace.
Yes. God is restoring me.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Okay. So how does a woman give herself permission to stop performing? Like, what are some steps that you feel like what advice would you give to someone who's where we were?
Identify the issue first. And once you identify the issue, then you ask yourself, okay, what part of this situation am I okay with? What part of this situation I'm not okay with? And once you realize what you're not okay with, what can I do to change the situation for me? Like, not for the person that you're dealing with, or not for the situation that you're dealing with, but what can I do to make this better for me?
Oh, that's so good.
And then you strive to make that difference. Give yourself a timeline. Now, don't give no outlandish timeline in 10 years, but give yourself a timeline of wanting to see that change. Wanting to reach that goal.
I like to say give myself grace.
Give yourself grace.
Give myself grace to grow and to let go. Because you can't go into a new season with things that hinder you. You know what I'm saying? It's heavy.
Yeah.
It's really heavy. And so for someone who's listening right now, sometimes you're so blinded. I was blind. Like, I didn't even realize how much I had adjusted myself to try to meet the expectations of other people. Like, even in my ministry.
Yeah.
Like, that's been a big thing. Do it this way. Do it that way. Oh, my God. I've had so many critiques and so many suggestions and so much judgment, and you shouldn't be doing this, and a woman shouldn't be doing this. I mean, even down to my lipstick color. Oh, you know, the red lips and
piercings.
Oh, tattoos. The tattoos. Like, and it's like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And you can get so caught up in that you literally don't know how to move. But what I've learned, and I learned this of late, I had a video that I posted. I didn't even do the video myself. Brittany actually did the video when I had the worship flags that I had gone to a conference, and you know I used to be a flag girl. You know this, so you know I can twirl a flag. I was on the color guard, so I was really good. I was the captain. So I was a captain in college, actually. So, you know, I know how to twirl a flag. And so I was at a conference, and they had a dance team, and the dancers had brought out the flags. So you know me, when I saw the flags, I was like stoked.
Yeah.
I had asked Brittany where my flags were a few weeks back, actually, because I don't know, I just want to know where they were, because I actually used to love doing worship with the flags.
Right.
So that night at the conference, they had the flags, and they had different color ones. But at this particular point in the service, they had gold flags. And I'm on the front row.
Right.
And I'm looking at these flags, and they're just glistening. I'm like, OMG. So they put the flags down and were praising the Lord. And, you know, it was a high point in the service. So I went over to the visionary of the conference, and I said, can I use those flags? Because I wouldn't just go up to the altar and just take somebody's flags. Right. And she said, sure. So I asked permission to get the flags. I don't think she knew what I was going to do, but I got the flags, and I just began to worship the Lord, the flags, and it was just so fun. I did the figure eights and just turned around, did all this cool stuff. And then next thing I knew, Brittany was recording it. So she had come to the front and caught me in action, which is cool. And so she posted it, and baby, people went in on me. Somebody said, what the hell is this?
Girl.
They said, what the hell? Some lady wrote on my video, what the hell is this?
It's called worshiping, man.
I'm like, and somebody else was like, you've never seen somebody like worship God with flags?
Yeah.
So, and then they took that as an opportunity to talk about all kind of stuff. I mean, they are just dragging me on this video where I'm literally just praising the Lord. And then they were like, I don't know if this is comedy or if this is real. And I don't know if you just want to be seen. And I'm looking at all these judgmental people in a moment of sincerity and purity. And that just let me know, for all the times that I questioned myself or how I show up on social media or what people think of me, that moment, it's like in the Bible, David had already been anointed as king, but at some point it dawned on him that he was king. He had already been anointed, but it was later. He was already in the kingdom. Yeah. He was in his palace, so to speak, when it dawned on him one day that he was actually the king. Like, wait a minute. He woke up and was like, wait a minute, I really am the king.
Right.
And it's like in that moment when they drug me on that video, I knew then that I could never please people.
Never.
So that video really is what set me free. Because if you can drag me on a video
of me praising God,
I'm praising God for real.
Yeah.
And that's when I realized, okay, I'm completely done with what people have to say. Because even in a moment of pure worship, there was a select group of people that found a way to be negative about it. And I was like, this is just bananas.
Bananas.
So that let me know no matter what you do, no matter how successful you are.
You're not going to please them all.
No matter how giving you are. And I'll never forget when I was at the VA, I had a coworker. She was an older lady. She had been a nurse practitioner as long as I had been alive at the time. And I used to cry all the time at the VA when I was working because it was a hard place to work. And then it was hard sometimes. Some of my veterans were complicated. Like, they were just hard. I would do this and they just were not satisfied. Give me a doctor. They used to love to say, I don't want a nurse practitioner. Give me a doctor. Or, you know, where'd you go to school? It was a lot of that going on. You know, some of it was actually racism too, I believe. But anyway, I was telling this, my coworker one day, much older than me. And she said, Kelly, some people you cannot please with a pleasing stick. And I will never forget the advice that she gave me. She said, some people you cannot please with a pleasing stick. So you will run yourself ragged trying to please people. So if you're trying to please people, or if you can only move when people are clapping for you, you're not going to get there.
You're not going to make it.
And then people will change their minds about you too.
Oh, yeah.
The very ones who say they're for you, or maybe for a season they were, people change their minds all the time. So if you were waiting or expecting, you know, a particular person or group of people or whatever to kind of be with you the whole way, you'll be disappointed there too.
Definitely.
So I just think when it comes to people pleasing, You got to let that go.
You cannot please everybody.
But I don't think people really realize that sometimes their motivation is to please people. Some people know it. Because when I'm doing some of my coaching sessions, some of my clients will say, all right, I have an issue with pleasing people. So that's why I'm afraid to post on social media. That's why I'm afraid to step out into my own. That's why I'm afraid to speak up for myself. That's why I'm afraid to end this friendship or whatever it may be, because I don't want to disappoint the other person, or I don't want to be misunderstood. I want them to accept me. I want them to love me, blah, 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 blah. So it's driven by people pleasing.
And that happens. Like, some people do not know how to just say no.
Oh, gosh. There's an art to that.
Yeah, but it's like, I have a best friend that... Not you, Kelly.
I know it ain't me, honey. It must be one of the other ones who think they're your bestie.
But she, I used to tell her all the time, girl, just say no. And she'd be like, but, and she'd try to do whatever it is she could do to do it. And then I'm like,
you can't do it.
You can't do it. Just say no. It's okay.
Why is it so hard for us to say no?
Because we don't want to hurt the other person. Or it depends on who you're dealing with. You know how they may or may not react if you say no.
Yeah.
So it's like a lot of things come into play. But it's okay to say no.
Y'all hear that? It's okay to say no.
It's okay.
And you know what else? Well, then you know what else, bestie? Like, you can just say no and not say anything behind it.
Yeah, no.
No. Mm-mm. One of the requests that I get very often, what do you think it is?
Can you send me money?
How did you know that, bestie?
I mean...
Hey, I am so sorry to bother you. Hey, just got to ask you a question. Hey, girl, it's been a while. Next thing you know. And then they don't ask me for small amounts. Can I have $2,500? Can I have $5,000? I asked somebody to ask me for $10,000.
10?
Mm-hmm. And you know what I say now? No. I used to be like, well, I just did this, and I don't have to. The answer is just no.
You don't have to justify.
Or I don't answer.
Yeah.
I just don't even respond.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even respond anymore. But there was a part of me that used to feel like I had to say, well, I didn't have that in my budget. I remember one time I told this girl, well, I've already met my budget of giving for the month. I had to start setting a number of how much money I was going to give away every month because it never ended. But from there, I learned to just say no or don't reply. Because if you can only come to me when you want something, like, what is that even?
Right.
Like, what is that even? So now I've learned, Kelly, can you do this? No, I can't. Mm-mm. No, the answer is just no. Because, we like to give an explanation behind our no. But no is a sentence.
Yeah.
No is a sentence.
My sister was one of the first people who told me, girl, just say no. It's okay.
That's setting boundaries.
And I was like, because I had told her, I was like, I really wish I could be like you and just say no. You can. It's okay. Say no. And I was like, she's right. I can just say no.
So there's a spiritual weight to no. You want to know about it?
Sure.
Okay. A boundary, like when you say no, it's not rebellion, it's stewardship. And this is one of the things that I'm having to learn now. I cannot say yes to everybody and still do what God's called me to do, because I cannot be everywhere with everybody, doing everything,
right,
overextending myself at the expense of not being able to cultivate what God has actually given me. Right. You understand what I'm saying? So there are some things that I could do, but if it's going to pull me away from my main thing that God has called me to do, the answer is now no. You see what I'm saying? Right. Because you have to steward your time. So even when people are saying, can you come here and can you do this and can you do that? You got to figure out what's actually important to you so that you can be present for the things that are actually important and not just everywhere randomly. Right. So saying no is setting a boundary, and it's actually showing God that you have good stewardship over your time and your resources. Gotcha. Right? It says, I'm reading this, God gave you a set amount of time. Now, that's one thing about time. We all got the same amount as far as in a day. Right. So we don't have any excuses. We can make excuses, but they're not valid, because you know how people say, I don't have enough time. Well, how are some people able to get so much done in the day while some of us get nothing done? Like nothing. Okay. Like some of my clients, they'll say, when I'm coaching them, I don't have time to work on my gift. And so I'll do a time audit on their day. 8 hours watching TV, 3 hours scrolling on social media, 40 hours a week playing Candy Crush. You used to like Candy Crush, didn't you?
I
Oh, my sister did. Chanel did. So I knew somebody. So 40 hours a week on Candy Crush. Is that like, but then we don't have time.
I always say I don't have time to exercise.
You do, bestie.
And I have the time. I know I have the time, but I've always say that because I don't want to do it.
Bestie.
Yeah. I always say I don't have time.
I'm like, yes, you do. But as long as you say you don't have the time, you're not going to have the time. But here's the thing. Anything that you prioritize, you have time for it. Anything that actually matters to you, you have time for it.
Yeah. If you want to do it.
If you want to do
time for it.
But a part of being able to do that is to say no to something else. You see what I'm saying? Because you have to find a space in your day to be able to do it. So it's almost like, okay, I need to reevaluate my life and my day. What am I giving my time to at the expense of not being able to do what I really need to do for myself? And that's where that people pleasing comes in. Or, you have people say, my clients will say, and I understand, by the time I get home from work and I do this for my kids and I do this for my whatever, I'm too exhausted to work on what God has given me. But yet but the thing is, unless you work on what God has given you, you're not going to have the increase that is promised to you because the increase is connected to your gift. Your gift makes room for you. There is a provision already assigned to your gift. But if you're saying yes to everybody, or if you're seeking approval of people, it can be at the expense of your gift.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Because what God gives you, somebody else may not even see it of value. Like you growing tomatoes and cayenne peppers in your backyard. Who knows where it may take you? But to somebody else, it's like, oh, she's just what? She doing what? But who knows where God may take that?
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So you have to pay attention, and I have to pay attention to what makes me come alive, because anything that makes you come alive, that's an indicator of a God-given gift.
Right.
And as you lean into it, it produces for you. But in order to do that, you had to let something else go. I don't know what it was, but there's no way all of a sudden you out in the backyard planning. You had to let something go. It had to replace something.
Yeah. I had, the TV time after work.
So you let go of TV and started gardening, like planting your own. See? You had to let go of something. So that's what it is. And a part of being able to get to what God has called you to do is to let go of needing applause from people.
Yeah.
And just doing what gives your soul peace.
Yeah.
Okay, y'all. That's all we got for now. Just say no. And please don't look for people to clap for you. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But will you continue no matter what? When you know in your heart that you have something, you just got to go with it. And I do believe that as you go, you're going to connect with the right people who will cheer for you. You will. And as my bestie said, clap for somebody else, even if they don't clap for you. That was a cold word, bestie. Until the next time, bye.
Bye.